if we have 3 multiplied by a number, the variable that represents it is m, plus 4 is equal to negative 14. So what's the first step here? What do we want to get rid of on the left side? We have our left side and our right side. What do you want to get rid of first on the left side?
Plus 4.
Right? What's the opposite of plus 4?
Minus 4.
Okay, so we're going to subtract 4 from here, which means we're going to do what on the right side?
Subtract 4.
Good. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. So that's gone. We're left with 3m equals negative 14 take away 4. Let's simplify the right side. What's negative 14 take away 4? Okay, so negative 14 take away 4 is negative 18. And on the left side, we still have our 3m. And 3m means 3 multiplied by m. So the opposite of multiplication, division. I need to divide the number by itself to reduce it to 1. Whatever I do to the left side, we must do to the right side. So m is equal to negative 18 divided by a positive 3. What's a negative divided by a positive? Negative. Good. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay, so anytime we have a negative multiplied or divided by a negative, the answer will be positive. If we have a positive and a positive, it's going to remain a positive, right? And then if we have a negative times a positive or divided, these are rules for multiplication and division, the answer will be negative. And if we have a positive and a negative, it's still going to be a negative because even with multiplication, the order doesn't matter. If we have 2 different signs, it's always going to be negative. This is one way you can remember. 2 different signs will be negative. And if you have 2 signs that are the same, like 2 negatives or 2 positive, it's always going to be positive. Okay? Okay, so the second question is negative 3m plus 4 equals 13. What's the first step? What do we want to get rid of?
The plus 4.
Plus 4. What's the opposite of plus 4?
Subtract 4.
Subtract 4. So we need to subtract 4 from both sides. That gets rid of 4. Take away 4 is 0. And don't forget the negative sign. A lot of people forget that this term is a negative 3m. Okay, and then we have 13 take away 4. Simplify. We can only simplify the right side. So we have negative 3m on the left side. 13 take away 4 is 9. Good. Now, I have a negative 3 times m. What do I need to do to get rid of, to isolate the variable? What do we need to do? Okay, we need to divide by negative 3. Because if I only divided by 3, well, then it would say negative m, right? If I divided, I'll show you here. If I only divided this by 3, a negative divided by a positive is equal to a negative, and the question would say negative m. But I want to know what m is equal to. So we have to divide it by negative 3. You must include the sign. So what do we have to divide the right side by?
Negative 3.
Good. Okay, and then we have a positive 9 divided by negative. When you have 2 signs that are different.
Negative.
Good. 9 divided by 3. 3. Okay, let's check this one, just because I want to work with some questions that have negatives. Okay, do you remember how to check? So let's write the original equation equals, what was it? 13. And we said that m is equal to, what was our solution? Negative 3. Okay. Let's check. We want to check to make sure this is true. How do we check this? Do you remember how to do this? Okay, so where we see the m, we're going to replace it. We're going to substitute it. Instead of writing m, I'm going to write down what we think m represents, what we solved for it. So instead of m, I'm writing, don't forget the sign, negative 3. And then we'll write the rest of the equation. Plus 4 equals 13. Okay, now we need to simplify to see if the left side equals the right side. So we have negative 3 times negative 3 plus 4 on the left side. Which part of this should we do first?
Negative 3 times.
Good, we want to do multiplication. Comes first in BEDMAS. So negative 3 times the negative becomes
positive.
Positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Good. So 9 plus 4 is equal to 13. What's 9 plus 4?
13.
So it works. The left side is equal to the right side. So that means that our solution, m equals negative 3, was correct. It works. It balances the equation.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.